Okay, it says I'm live, so let's see who all's here. Hi, Judy. Hi, Terry. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Missy. Okay, well, hi, you guys. All right, I'm going to show you how to do this bubblegum art. Yep. Hope everybody's doing well. Dee Dee's stream this morning was really fun. It was fun to watch her jelly plate and then turn it into amazing, magical art, as usual. But part of the time I was sitting there thinking, Dee Dee, why did you go to all the trouble to jelly plate that when you could just paint that better yourself? Did anybody else wonder that? Or is it just me? So, Terry, I loved your panel art. Oh, and I told you I was working on one of those Oblivious Mind arts. I think I showed you a piece of it while I was working on it. Spell candy using M&Ms, Barbara. These pop-ups. Hi, Marguerite. Beautiful British Columbia. It is beautiful there. I have to say that. So I tried another one of these, and I guess I like it after it's finished, and I just look at it and I think, oh, that's not horrible. And I like the colors. C and Y. Oh, Barbara, look at you. Yeah, I like this metallic. Let's see, it's FW, and I got it at the Hobby Lobby super sale. And this was the gold. So it is a little bit metallic, but it comes across as kind of a tannish. Hi, Flo. So I like the colors especially. So what I did with those same colors is I did a little mini panel art. Only those aren't circles, they're squares, but I rounded them so it's hard to tell. But I really like this with the those two colors only. Yeah, I did a bunch of these little mini ones. I'll turn that over. There's a mini one, and I did a little mini gumball one, which is what I'm going to demo today. And then I did two of these with, I actually went and got color combinations off of Design Seeds. So I got like 4 different color combinations to do them. And I think that's pretty much all I've been doing. This is the one that I put on Instagram. Yeah. So I'm still doing the addictive. Yeah, I didn't show this one to anybody. But these colors were off of Design Seeds, and I don't remember. I might have put it. Nah, why would I put anything on the back of anything so I could actually talk about it? That would be stupid. Hi, Pam. So I love the minis too. There's something, and like you can slam one of these out in about 2 minutes. Not really 2 minutes, but exactly, Terry. I don't want you sitting still for one moment. But these little mini ones, I want to do a whole flipping book of them. And I was thinking, if I use the bee paper, because I do these on the bee watercolor paper, and I like that. Hi, Linda. Hugs to Tim. So yeah, I'd like to do a whole book of nothing but minis, for real. So that's what I've been doing. Just pretty much doing the same thing because it's crack. And if you're addicted to crack, you just have to do crack. So I'm going to show you how to do one of the bubblegum ones. I think it was Jen, Kitty Jen, who she's not here yet, wanted to see how I do it. And then Ruth Edwards, who is also not here yet, wanted to see as well. So I thought, well, that's no big deal. I can do that. I wonder why everything looks so dark. Let me move my little drink here. So one, I don't knock it over. But it looks dark to me. Maybe I got the lights too far away. Oh, that's better. The lights were just too far away. Okay. All right. We're cool now. Oh, and I didn't turn off my desk lamp. That always makes it look a little weird. Okay. There we go. There we go. It was me too. Okay, Missy. I couldn't remember. Yeah, you'll see how I do it. Why is Judy wise? You've not missed a sunrise in 16 years? Well, Judy, just stay in bed. That is admirable, though, but I probably haven't seen a sunrise in 16 years. Hey, bossy butt. So, yeah, we're going to do that. Pretty mindless stuff today. And the people who wanted to see aren't here. So, hi, Dorothy. Hope all is well over in England. We have been getting a lot. I want this over here. Lots of storms, and I'm sure some of you have seen them on TV. Some of them have been just devastating, and then we've got one more round of severe tonight. And I don't mind the heavy rain and severe storms during the day, but at night, I end up just going to bed because I think I'm just going to sleep through it. But then I think about, oh, what if the emergency workers had to come and save me? Like, are my underwear clean? Are my legs shaved? Like all the stuff you got to do. Ugh. You get home from work. Oh, okay. Well, that explains that. You get a cuppa, sit on the carport and watch and listen. Okay. All right. So when do you sleep, Judy? You going to bed here momentarily? Overnight shift. Ugh, I never had to do that. Yeah, I miss sunrises, and I don't intend to change because I like sleeping in late now that I don't have to work and all that. Now, one thing I always thought when I worked, if I could just have a nap, I just want a nap. Why can't I just take a nap? And now that I don't work, the last thing I want to do is take a nap. So you have to shave your legs for them to save you. Dang, no one ever told me. Well, you know, when I hear something stupid, Flo, now this is what's pissing me off. I don't want to go into the hospital and have hairy legs. I mean, I just don't want to do that. But these liars told me that after you go through menopause, like your hair goes away, like you have no underarm hair pit, and you'll have less hair on your legs. When does that kick in? Do you have to get to 80? What the hell? I don't notice less hair. From 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. is sleep time. Okay. All right, Judy, as long as you're getting adequate sleep. Hi, Ruth. So yeah, when does that bullshit pop in? Because well, those young ladies, Devin, you need to get a hold of them and boss them into shaving, because hair on your legs is so terribly uncomfortable, and under your arms is just disgusting. I mean, there's no excuse for that. It takes 2 seconds to shave your armpits, right? Why am I talking about armpit hair? Sorry, Janet, other things go away, but not the hair. Okay, Flo. Well, I wish somebody had told me, because I always expected when I went through menopause that I was not going to have to do this anymore. You're hair free and have been since you're 52? Are you kidding? So it's genetics. Your niece is one of them, and she won't listen to you. Ugh. Well, okay, Devin, have you ever asked her, like, what did guys think about that? I mean, if I was a guy, and you had hairy armpits, I would be zero interested in you. Zero. So I don't know. Okay. Apparently it's genetics. I have bad genetics. Anyway, so at Dee Dee's this morning, to keep you guys from having to watch me draw, are you afraid to ask? Oh, I wouldn't be. I would delve. I would go in right down to the smut. I would know everything. Okay. Ruth and Jen and Missy are here, so I can proceed. You walked into a conversation, me talking madly about underarm hair and leg hair, and being saved by handsome, masculine emergency workers when I get a tornado. Your underarm and leg hair is disappearing. Okay, well, is this not the best channel ever? Thanks, Barbara. You underestimate the basic male sex drive. You don't have to bathe. Oh my God, those poor men. I don't know. I don't know. I think just out of sheer courtesy, just do it for the emergency workers. So they don't have to dig through a bunch of hair to get to your broken leg or your cut armpit, right? You live in Humboldt County, California, where the Humboldt honeys don't shave. We're busy creating famous the world over. Okay, Barbara. All right. Well, you do you, ladies. I don't know. I'm still going to have some semblance of pride in my appearance when I appear at the hospital. All right. So I did this during Dee Dee's this morning because so you guys wouldn't have to watch me just sit and draw all the circles. And what I'm going to end up doing is the gumball art. They say hot. No, my hot flashes have gone away. And one thing, I had mine years ago. I got on the internet and read, any DIY, and mine were not bad, I will say that. But I got on and read, and they said take a Tylenol before you go to bed. I never had another hot flash. So there you go. Hi, Heather Ruth. Glad you popped in. So anyway, I did all this so you didn't have to watch me do that. Now you'll have to watch me finish it so you can, but this is what you do on the whole sheet, okay? Get a template. Nobody on the planet can draw a perfect circle. So if you don't do anything else in life, get yourself a circle template. I looked them up before I came on thinking, well, I don't want to tell them to go out and spend a bunch of money. So I looked it up. You can buy a good circle template for like $3. But we like to see you draw. Well, drawing nothing but circles would be tedious in my world. But I like the end result, so it's no big deal. But I thought, I'll just go ahead and finish it up. And if your circles don't all match up, just split the difference. So anyway, Dee Dee's art was magic this morning, as usual. And she's going to go hang out with Denise, so she may or may not be here for a while. But yeah, just use your handy dandy circle template. This one that I did, I actually used a smaller circle, and I think I like the smaller better. But you can get templates that do all kinds of things. So just get yourself one. Hi, Marguerite. Hi, Helen. I'm glad you're back joining us again. So yeah, this is what we're going to end up with, only on a 6x6. And I did bigger circles because then you all can see better. All right. And when you're doing this, I'm working on watercolor paper, B watercolor paper, because I think it's easier to blend the colors later, but just use what you've got. Cellulose tends to dry very quick, so you don't have as much time to do the shading and stuff, but entirely up to you. Use what you've got. But I have to say, and I've said it before, I do like the B watercolor paper. But use a permanent pen, because there's nothing worse than going back and coloring in and discovering that your black is going to move. So find yourself a very favorite black permanent pen. You need this fun in your life. Everybody needs this fun. You missed a great conversation about leg hair, Helen. But if you want me to repeat it, I will. But yeah, get yourself a favorite permanent waterproof black pen and use it so you don't mess up what you've already done. And this is tedious, so usually when I'm doing this, I'm listening to some mind-altering YouTube channel. And I've gotten where I pretty much only buy permanent black ink now. So that wasn't hard, right? Draw all your circles with your circle template. Do not, well, you could probably use a penny or a dime or something like that, but a circle template is $3. There's no excuse for you not to own one. Okay, just saying. A square template is a good thing too. Hi, Sharon. Leg hair and EMS. Yeah, emergency medical people coming in and finding you, whether you're clean or not. The Karen Reed trial. What is that, Devin? Is that a Canadian thing? I haven't heard about it. I was so addicted to the Alec Murdaugh trial. Ugh. And I will be again when they do the Brian Coburg, the Idaho murders. I will be watching that if they televise it, and I'm sure they will. I was totally addicted to the O.J. Simpson trial too. I made my people at work that I worked with back then. I managed a branch in Denver, and I made them listen to it. I made them all change their radios over to the trial. We didn't watch it on TV, but we listened to it on the radio. Yeah, everybody had to have it on their radio. So if I went to the warehouse, it was out there. If I went in the drafting room, it was there. I wasn't going to be impeded by location. What happened, Devin? Tell us about it. I love true crime stuff. And then just go back in like I'm doing now and color in the spaces between the balls. Simple stuff, right? Everybody can do this. No excuses. All right, I have to check and see. No, it's near Boston. Canton, Massachusetts. Okay, tell me what happened. I haven't heard it. Maybe I have, and I just not. Coburg is in process. No, the Coburg trial won't be, they're saying, for another year. Because I just heard Nancy Grace say that the other day, that she didn't know what was going to take so dang long before they actually went to trial. I mean, they're doing all the investigation now. And the defense recently has come up with an alibi where he was, which he was out driving around. Give me a break. Runkle of the Bailey. If you think we're funny, you definitely belong here. Well, if you're here, Flo, you're definitely twisted. Emily Baker. Okay. Police officer found dead in blizzard on another police. Oh, I've heard about that. I didn't know the names. Girlfriend charged with hitting him with her car, but police. Was it? Okay, now maybe I'm confusing too. Was it one where the police officers were, or maybe that was just three friends that were watching a football game, got drunk, went outside, and they froze or something? I don't know. I'm going to have to look at that. The Alec Murdaugh trial, though, was the best ever. It was, in my opinion, better than OJ even. But OJ, it was hard to beat OJ trial. And then I didn't even know OJ was sick when they announced that he had passed away. I didn't never even heard that he was sick. So that came as quite a shock. But, you know, I don't know what you guys think of the whole trial. I mean, I think he was absolutely guilty. Undoubtedly, he was guilty. Not the same one. Okay. Check out Emily D. Baker coverage. Okay. I love this tribe. Oh, I love true crime. But anyway, when he was acquitted, I think the majority of people who had paid much attention at all to the trial probably believed that he was guilty. And that whole glove thing was just an absolute farce, that he tried to put his hand in there all splayed out. I mean, I could figure out how to not get my hand in a glove. But anyway, I think that was back. Yeah, Jim was alive because I was living in Denver. I thought, you know what? The acquittal may be the best outcome of this, because here's you've got OJ out here. Yeah, he got to golf and stuff, but all that fame and notoriety didn't help him at all in the end, because he had all the freedom in the world and no freedom at all. And how frustrating would that be? You know, that the guys that you used to call up and say, hey, let's go golfing. They're like, nah, we're not going to hang out with a murderer. Thanks anyway. And I thought that is actually pretty good punishment, you know? Public shunning, there's nothing wrong with that. I shun my neighbors all the time. Hi, Maritza. And I'm a foster mom, so I've seen too many effects of those. Yeah. Yeah, a foster mom. I just saw a video of a young girl who came out of foster care. We are failing the foster children in this country. It's all I got to say. She's 18. She's homeless. And I don't know. For such a advanced civilization, we are horrible at some things. Pretty much everything, now that I'm talking about it. It's all right. Yeah, I don't know if Kardashian was wealthy before then or not, but they were best friends with OJ and Nicole. So yeah, I don't know where Kardashian got his money. He was an attorney, so they probably lived pretty well, but not the kind of money his kids are making. Holy crap, those girls are bringing it in, and I'm proud to say I have never seen not one episode of the Kardashians. I think what they sell is hideous. Look at me. Look at me. No, look at me. So I will definitely go out and check out that trial. But I watch Nancy Grace a lot, you know, just whatever trial she's talking about. She cracks me up. Everything she talks about comes back to her kids, and when her, which is not funny. I mean, I'm not laughing, but when her fiance was murdered, she brings that up every show, every one. Of course, I'm sure I probably do stupid stuff like that too. So this is the part that's really tedious, where you've just got to color in the space between the balls. But you got to do it, and that's why you use permanent, so you don't smear this ink. And after you're done, like, I'm glad I did part of it before this, because working on watercolor paper, this ink stays moist longer on watercolor paper, so more likely to smear. But if it does, it's okay, because it's just a demo for you guys. I wasn't planning on doing this. But I have to say, I'm addicted, and I'm still going to do all 4 weeks of the challenge. And if you weren't here last week, there's a artist on Instagram where I saw this panel art the first time, and her name is @salute_beginner. And she's been doing this apparently for a long time. And I came across her art and thought, I'm going to try that. That looks so cool. And she does watercolor backgrounds and then uses the brush to create the designs inside. But she's doing a challenge the whole month of May, and she broke it up into 4 weeks. And I don't know what all the weeks are, but the first week was you had to do a 4-panel piece of art. So, oh, my pen, my hands. I have gold all over everything. Let me see if I have the first week was a 4-panel. So this was what I did for the 4-panel one. And this, again, I did get these colors off of Design Seeds, and it was called Color Flora. So I haven't bought the color cubes yet, despite Dee Dee browbeating me like crazy. Hi, Malia. So anyway, this is the 4 panels. And then the background was watercolor. I don't use the brush to do the designs. I use pens, but you can do whatever. But yeah, go look up @salute_beginner on Instagram. She's got some gorgeous ones out there. So, and then this just happened as an accident. It's on garbage paper. It's just that happened as an accident. But apparently you guys really love this. So that's why we're doing it. And this is probably my favorite one that I've done. I don't know. I've got a couple. I like this one a lot. I just like the colors. And I'm not sure. I just picked the colors, I guess. And then this one. Crazy thing is, they all look the same to me, other than the color choices and stuff like that. They all look the same. But there's something so addictive about actually creating them. So, yep, that's where we're at. All right, remember that this is the bottom. So I start working at the top. And then on this one, I was actually using some inexpensive water-based markers because I was just testing them out and I wanted to see all the colors and stuff. So that's how this started. But I thought today, rather than using those same markers or other fancier type markers, I would use something that is more accessible. So I got out a selection of Crayola Super Tips. And I just looked up on Amazon the 100 set of Crayola Super Tips, which you guys always see. Dee Dee talks about them a lot. I've used them forever. I mean, because they've always been just so inexpensive and they last for a long time. And thank you, Helen. And so I thought, well, I'll just look up because I haven't bought any in a while. The 100 set of Crayola Super Tips are now $25. So they've gone up because I don't think I spent $25 for my 100 set. I'm pretty sure. So anyway, what I did to pick out the colors was kind of the colors of the rainbow because I like it to be way colorful. So I picked out 3 shades of yellow, 3 of green, 3 of blue, 3 of red, pink, purple. And in the 100 set, you probably would get 3 of each of those colors. Hi, Laverne. Just bought the pastel set. Yeah, Dee sent me the pastel set. I love them too, Terry. Yeah. Another thing you can do with Crayola Super Tips that are way awesome. I'll do it on a separate sheet. Oh, my stuff is all messed up. Robert's probably been touching it, that little butthead. But if you have something non-porous, is color out your Super Tips and you can turn them into watercolors with your water brush. So that's another cool thing about Super Tips. They're water-based. You can do a ton of stuff with them. So don't forget that. You can use your Super Tips that way. Let me clean off this brush. Otherwise, next time I use it, I'll be mad at myself. Does anybody else have piles of paper towel and stuff that you wipe stuff off on and then you keep it forever? What are you guys talking about? Oh, Judy, you had to come in here and say jumbo chili cheese dogs and onions. Ah, you think they might be cheaper at Walmart? Maybe I'll go look. Okay. So anyway, let's get going. Hopefully my black is dry enough. Looks like it. Not smearing. That's always a good thing. And because I'm working on watercolor paper, they may not be real smooth, but I don't care. I'm not working on a circle first, so I'll just do this. But to make them blend real easy, do your 3 colors and then take the lightest color and go back over. And you can blend it. And the black moved a little bit there. All right, so because I have 6 colors, I'm just going to count 6. And this yellow is getting kind of dry, so I might have to get out another yellow. And actually, I think I'm going to buy myself a new set of super tips. And you don't have to be really neat. Because you're going to come back in and smush it all together. Right? Got it? And it blends the colors a little bit. And that's what gives them their 3D appearance. Got it? Piles of baby wipes. Exactly. Yeah, this yellow is going to annoy the hell out of me. Hopefully I have another. So that's how I decide where the shading's going to go. I draw a circle and then only shade the farthest part of it. And then your highlight's going to go right in the middle of that circle there. Let me see if I can find another yellow, because that one's going to annoy me. I don't want to be annoyed. The yellows always go the fastest, I think. Oh, there's a juicy yellow. I don't like these that have the scent. Why do companies feel like they have to scent stuff? I hate scented. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 6th one. And if you screw up, who cares? So this is how I do it to make it go quicker, 1 color at a time. Oh, is that the wrong color? Goofed up. When it's done, you'll never notice. Don't have to worry about the ones on the edge. And if you don't want to count like 6, that's one of my OCD things, is that they're all kind of evenly spaced apart. Yeah, that's just part of the illness, you know? And on watercolor paper, the ink stays wet enough that you can manipulate it. I just smeared it a little bit, so. But if you don't have the super tips or any markers, you could use Neocolor 2s. You could use watercolor. You know, just use what you've got. That's pretty much what I think. This yellow acts dry too. All right, got quiet. Hi, Annette. Just doing bubblegum balls today. Because who doesn't want to do that? Huh? I've kind of been getting the itch to watercolor again, so maybe next week I'll be watercoloring. This one's acting dry too. I always use up yellows and greens in markers. And in these, you can't buy replacements, so just have to buy a whole new set or use a different brand. But if you do this, do let the black dry adequately so you're not smearing it. I'm getting a few smears here and there, and it's very annoying to me, but hey, Kat. Anybody else who came in that I might have missed? I've never tried to, but I wonder if you could add water to these, you know, like when you're getting to the end of a piece or something, you want to make them go further. I've never done it, but at least to Crayola Super Tips. They used to always be so cheap, you didn't have to worry about it. You could just buy a new set for like no money. I was a little surprised when I saw that they were 25 bucks. Because you can buy some pretty nice water-based markers for not much more than that. I'm going to have to look for another yellow one. So I'll be kind of glad when we get out of this rainy season, you guys. I'm not looking forward to another thunderstorm night. Because I like to sleep at night. I'm literally begging ink out of that. true that, Annette. I go to the grocery store and freak out at the prices now. Everything's gone up so much. And there's some things I'm just so stubborn. I'm going to buy. I don't care what the price. Now, there's some things, especially candy. The price of candy just freaks me out. You know, like what a bag of M&M is now, like $8 for a bag of M&Ms. And I like occasional M&M or something like that, but I'm not doing it. That's just that. Call me crazy. Call me a pain in the ass, whatever you want. Don't care. Yeah, candy has gotten, I'm not fighting with a damn pen, that's for sure. Let me find another yellow. Don't have a circle punch? Okay, let me see, here's one. Yep, one more yellow. All right, they're juicy when you very first get them out. I'll throw all these away when I'm done. I think I'm going to end up having to buy another set, but that's okay. Your top row is not 6 across. Oh, well. Only another OCD freak would notice that, so thank you. Who is Kelly? Hi, Kelly. You're another OCD freak, so thank you. I don't know what I was doing. I was probably talking to somebody. Knowing me. I just do them 6, so then I know they're kind of evenly spaced, and there's not going to be one color that's more than the others. That's all. Only us OCD freaks will notice this. Now, this ink down here has not been sitting as long as the ones that I did before the stream, so don't be surprised if I get some black spread down here, because yeah, and the way to eliminate that is work on different kind of paper, but I just like this watercolor paper, so I knew that was going to be one of the dangers. Okay, and this panel, I think I cut it 6 by 6. It was just a spare that was laying here, so. Trying to stay away from the edges. All right, let's see. I have an embarrassing question. Can you please remind me when your birthday is? My birthday is November 14th, and that's not embarrassing. That's a day to celebrate. November 14th. Same as King Charles. We weren't born the same year, but we share the same day. We were streaming close to your birthday last year and start preparing a gift to send you. Then life hit hard and I never sent it. So now I'm wondering if I should just send it. You can wait for my next birthday. Oh, same as Devin's hubby too. All the good people were born then. And pray for King Charles. Ended up sick after he waited his lifetime to be the king. And I am a huge royal watcher. I'm not sure about this green. I might want a darker one. Yep, I'd forgotten about Devin's Hubster. So I don't know if you guys thought this took a long time, but it really doesn't. And it gets so mindless that you can pay attention to true crime on the internet. I think I might get out a little bit darker green. After you counted the first one, you don't have to keep counting. Or you could mix it up too. I just don't care that much. Because I am going to stop. I mean, you guys got the drift now, right? Because I've been on almost an hour. Can you believe it? Time really flies when you're streaming, you guys. If you've never streamed, you have no idea how fast 3 hours can go. It's crazy. And how much mess you can make in that 3 hours. This today won't be messy. But poor Dee Dee. I felt sorry for Dee Dee this morning having to clean up that mess after jelly printing. Ugh. And I don't have a big area, so jelly printing is really hard. But I have to say, I really like those little ones that she showed. Now I want them, but I don't know how much I'll use them. Same thing with the color cubes. As much as I love them, I just don't know how much I would actually use them. As long as I'm doing crack art. What size circle did you use? Let me see, where did I put the circle template? I think I used number 15. And they come in different ways, like some templates. Oh, I don't have it here right now. Will give you the size in 1/8 inches or whatever. But 15 appears to be a 5/8 inch circle. Your circles aren't fitting right? Well, if you get the wrong size circle in amongst, like if you stay consistent with your circle size, they should all butt up against one another. But if you goof up and put a wrong size circle in there, all of your circles will be off from there on. So you kind of have to pay attention to that. In fact, okay, a couple places here. See where that one didn't line up real great. There's a couple places on here where I had to make adjustments. But if you use the same circle size, don't change your circle size. They should all butt up really nicely. Might just take some little bit of practice. I am a circle aficionado because I do that a lot. That's a new title I just gave myself. Okay, so this one I have to come over here. If it's a tool, I'm on it. I might order myself a new circle maker too. I found a new kind. But then I think, you have every circle maker known to man. How many do you need? And I thought, well, everyone that's ever made. Duh. That's not hard. Juicier pen definitely makes this easier, just saying. And you'll be surprised how forgiving the final piece is, especially on that one, excuse me, where I did the squares with the acrylic inks. That one was a damn mess. And then when I finished it, it was just like, you don't even notice it. Let's grab it here real quick and show you. This one, because I didn't have small tools to work with, but I was working on a small subject. This was a mess, and you couldn't work on top of the metallic gold. Oh, there's a line I forgot. Okay, give me a minute. I gotta fix this. Come on, pen. Don't fight with me now. But working on top of the metallic is really hard. So this one, as I was working on it, I almost threw it away like 5 times. And then when it was done, it was like, well, that came out okay. So yeah, don't give up, because your final product is always very forgiving. And the reason I switch colors, why I don't just do all the light green, all, you know, is because I want the ink somewhat moist so I can blend it better. Oops. I put the lid on the wrong color. Dang it, now I gotta figure it out. All right. That's why I shade as I go. I really don't need the darkest on this except right there. This one's getting pretty dry too. And I know I don't probably have any other green. But I have other markers. And if they're all water-based, they'll work together. So no fear there. So are you sorry you asked for this now? Actually, you guys, I'm willing to do pretty much anything on stream. So if there is something you would like to see, just ask. I'll do it. It is smart to shade as you go. How do I keep doing that? Putting the wrong one in the wrong. No, I didn't. The end of the pen is deceiving, I guess. Yeah, if you keep it moist, it makes the shading so much easier. And even if I like go into that other circle a little bit, by the time you're done, those little things that you goof, you won't even notice. I promise you. And if it does, you're more OCD than I am, and that's a bad sign. Get help. All right, let's see if I have another medium green. This is cool because it's just going to enable me to, no, that's a real dark one. To buy myself a new set. All right, let me see. In this other place, I might have a better medium green. That'll be a good one. All right, that one's going in the trash right now. We're not even going to fight with it anymore. Hey, Cat and Paste. You want to see the watercolor chart? Ooh, this one's way dark. Ooh. Now I've changed my greens. Now I want to go back and redo them all because that one looks good. All right, Kat, let me see if, well, I've got stuff in front of it right now. That's all right. You'll see how messy it is. Come on, phone. Okay, Kat, just for you. Can you see it? I got more of the junk in front of it than I did. Well, you can see the chart. Is it from a book? No, I drew it. I just used a piece of watercolor paper, a circle template, drew all the circles. I did that while I was watching Dee Dee this morning, filled in the black in between, and then I did the last row or two on stream so that, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. I'll color that one green anyway. So that the people in chat could create their own. Now I'm afraid to go in there with that other medium one. Let me, I'll just use this other one as medium because that other one is really dark. Does that satisfy you, Kat? Do you feel better? I actually do like it on the wall. It always makes me happy when I come in and it's there. I will say that. That was a huge project. I got out all my different watercolors and I looked them up. Find out. Kat, did I ever show you the companion book that goes with that? I mean, I did a huge project. So it has a companion book. So each space on there in the companion book has, now I'm getting really confused, the dyes that are used in it, how light resistant it is, or light fast, you know, who the makers are, what the dyes are. It's a very cool thing too. The companion book is awesome. But it took a long time to look up all the different ones. And that chart is only the artist grade ones. I put in a couple that weren't artist grade, but they met the requirements of light fastness and dyes. So you would have gotten black in the circles. You just have to be careful. Do add the large gold circles. Okay. All right. I will, Terry. I will do that. And normally, okay, now the truth is, when I showed you guys the panel art before, I did it kind of backwards. But this, I want the pattern to be continuous. So I'm doing the background before I'm going to add the panels and the gold circles. Yeah, I'm glad I'm going to have to go back and touch up some of those other greens, but that's okay. Use permanent black, Annette. Oh, wrong green. Use the permanent black ink, and you shouldn't have trouble. Okay. Greens and yellows are done. We're going to do blues now. Do we want blue next, or do we want pink next to the green? Let's do pink after the green, and then we'll do the blue. And I didn't have good pinks. Let me double check and see if I still like these pinks. Where's a piece of paper around here? This will work. There's the light. the medium and the dark. Oh, those are going to be weird. Let's see how they all smush together. Okay, we're going to make it work. I did show the companion book then. Yeah, artist grade watercolor. You know, most of the time I don't, I'll try and use inexpensive supplies that everybody can afford and readily get. But when it comes to the watercolor, I'll be the first to admit that the artist grade, and I'm not sure if it's their binder or what it is exactly, but there is something about artist grade watercolor that is just superior. It just is. But not everybody can afford, you know, $8 per color. So, while I love them, and I'm certainly not doing artist grade work, there is something just so nice about having them to use. I'll be the first to admit that. And if your super tips are juicier than mine, you won't be fighting this so hard. But Kat, I can't blame you for your love of artist grade watercolors, because I have that same love. I definitely need a new set of super tips, obviously. But for what I'm doing, this is fine. Yeah, use permanent black ink, which for most things I just use anymore. I'll show you a couple that Dee Dee actually turned me on to one of them. Of course, you can always buy the microns and stuff like that, but I use the Uniball eye needle pen to draw this because it's a pretty fine nib, and these are waterproof, as is the Uniball Air. I think the ink is the same, honestly. The difference is the nibs. This is a felt nib, but it's almost impossible to crush, and this is a metal. So I like them because I have a tendency to crush everything. Hey, Raleigh, you're here. I'm just still showing the gumball, and here they're not, I obviously am not going to finish this. All right, this pen's better. I have multiple sets of super tips, so then we'll stop and play Pictionary for Raul because he's not feeling good. He's in bed today, so we have to entertain the troops, you know? Getting off camera here. And if you don't have all three colors, 2 works just as well for the shading. I just like that really, really dark edge on the far side. So use what you've got. Honestly, I am a firm believer in use what you've got. If you have to mix brands, mix brands. Who cares? This would also work really well with alcohol markers. If you've got alcohol markers, they blend really well. Water-based don't blend quite so well, but We're forcing it. It looks a lot funner when you start getting more of the colors in, huh? I hope Dee Dee has fun with Denise and Boo today. She's lucky that her kids live close. Which I guess for most people is not that unusual. It's unusual for me. I swear, these super tips, you cannot ruin them. You can't. The Uniball Signo. Check to see if those are permanent ink. All the Uniballs are not necessarily permanent. I have a couple. The Uniball, I think it's a roller ball. That ink is not permanent, so you're going to have to check each one. But I know the air and the eye needle are permanent. So check before you buy or get a recommendation from somebody. Oh, which ones? They're kind of pricey though. I try and give you guys inexpensive options. The Copic ones, the fine liners, those are permanent as well, but they are pricey. But the beauty of those is you can buy replacement nibs and replacement ink cartridges, so you're not rebuying the whole pen every time. So that's what I like about them. But I save them for dress-up art. Don't ask me what dress-up art is. Usually it's something I'm either going to give away or I want to turn out especially nice. But it's not hard to make really good art with less expensive supplies. Now, if you're going to sell it or hang it on the wall, I think then you have to put in the extra money because light fastness makes a huge difference. And that poster on my wall, how long's it been up, Kat? Has it been a year or two since I did that? And I don't notice any fading at all. But actually, I put that up there so I could actually reference it for color choices. That was my idea for even doing that. Now it's just art. Just art. Let's see. I should have 3 between. Okay, so it's this one. Okay. Got 3 of the colors done. Dress up art is like dress up sweatpants. It's very close, cat and paste. Very close. Yeah. I do actually have dress up sweatpants, so don't make fun of me, okay, please? Okay, Helen, go have a great afternoon. Thanks for dropping by and hanging with us for a little while. And I do have dress up sweatpants. I try not to wear sweatpants out in public. All right, let's check these colors because I got rushed right there at the end. Not sure that my color choices were awesome. Oh, those are good so far. And they feel juicy. Oh, I did good on the blues. Probably because I use blues a lot. That's like periwinkle. That's one of my very favorite blues. Love me some periwinkle. Ooh, the blues are pretty, aren't they? Navy is probably my favorite color in the world, I think. You know what? I'm going to take a minute here. Oh, I forgot to do these over here. I'm going to have to go back. I think I just heard my coffee pot click, which means I left it on. Let me go check. I don't want to burn out my crappy coffee maker until I have a new one. I did not, Annette. That was long and tedious, believe me, because I was getting stuff out, putting stuff away. That would have driven you guys insane. I can do a smaller one, say with just the Daniel Smith or M. Graham's. But yeah, because every color, okay, because I did it in order by color. So all the yellows, there might have been, all right, so after the green came the pink. I'm going to go back and fill this in. Yeah, like I might have to have out a bunch of different watercolors, you know, piled up for that. Yep. So there was no way I could do that on stream. It took several days and I had to leave the watercolors out. So it was like when I was done working on it for that day, I just had to leave here. All right. Let's see, green. There. Hopefully I haven't messed up too bad. If I have, you won't notice it when you're done, so don't worry about it. I forgot that blue in there too. Go back and catch it here in a minute. But if you want to see how I did it, I wouldn't mind putting together a small one. Just speak up, because I like suggestions for streams. If there's something you want to see how to do or whatever, that's where a lot of my stream ideas come from. Somebody will say, how did you do that? Or show this. I haven't done a good fountain pen stream in a long time. All right. Did I catch up? I think I did. So they don't really take as long as you think they might. Of course, I did all the circles, or most of the circles this morning, so I don't know how long you spend working on it. And what I like is adding the gold circles at the very end. I think that's what really makes them pop. I keep thinking I'm going to have to order more of the gold ink. Somebody's texting. If Dee Dee was here, I'd ask, is that you? But hopefully she's out having fun with her girls. And I didn't do the medium color on that one. I goofed up, but that's okay. When it's all done, you won't notice. Let me check the phone real quick. That blue is gorgeous. Maybe keep some of the white ones. I love the contrast. Well, the thing that makes it so stark, Barbara, is when you add the white highlights at the very end. That's when the whole thing just goes, holy crap, how'd that happen? Okay. Just my food service. But yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing. If you do this yourself, if you want to leave some white ones, you go for it. I tried to kind of pick all the colors, you know, because they all look so good together. And something like this, but like the brown and tan art, two colors worked out really good. So, and that's not circles, that's squares. But yeah, mix it up, do what you want, experiment, see what suits your preference. I've done this for years. I'll pull out my checkbook cover, and I did this. I know that checkbook cover is 25 or more years old, and I made it my own self. So I've been doing this for years. This is not something new. I love circle art. But do yourself a favor. Make sure you have juicy pens. It's a whole lot funner when you're not fighting with your damn pens. If you need new ones, save up and buy new ones. I'm going to order some new ones and throw all the old ones away. But I've had these super tips, honestly, for years, so I can't really complain. I have used the heck out of these things. You get your money's worth with Crayola super tips. I think actually all Crayola products. Like, you totally get your money's worth. See, I goofed up down here too. No, I didn't. Because I've got red and purple left. Okay. You say, man, I goofed up again. Nobody will ever notice. All right, one more little blue one here. All right. See any place I've goofed up other than there? I don't think so. Oh, here's a blue one here. Okay. Let me get my checkbook real quick. I meant to say yes, please. Oh, you want me to do it on stream? Okay. I will do a small one, maybe just do the grams or something. That's a checkbook cover that I made, I don't know, 25 years ago or so. So it's not like I haven't always loved circle art. I love circle art. So you could do something like that too, you know, rather than do random colors, do a pattern with the colors. Whatever works for you. You get to do it because you're the boss of your circle art. This red may become a problem. These are the scented ones, and they gross me out. Why do they have to do that? Is this boring as hell watching me do this? I try and do like fun, stimulating stuff. I'm not sure this is it. I guess it is if you're working in the background doing something else and just looking up periodically. I suppose it's not too terribly painful. And see, that's what I do when I watch another streams, except Dee Dee's. Dee Dee's, I do try really to pay close attention to chat. So if there's questions but she's got a big audience. And I guess as you're watching, you can see how the shading, like that ball compared to the shaded ball, big difference. So you can see the importance of doing the shading. And I think actually when you start paying attention to shading and highlights and trying to incorporate them in your art, you'll be happier with everything you do, including color book. I mean, yeah. And if you want a lesson in amazing color book, go follow Cat and Paste on Instagram. She did one yesterday where the light was just so incredibly intense. It was awesome. And that just doesn't come naturally. I mean, I think it's something you really have to think about and work at because it doesn't happen accidentally. You love it. Thank you, Judy, Annette, Jen. Thank you, you guys. You're my people. You're doing it with me? Good girl, Ruth. All right, so this one needs to be red. The last one's going to be really easy because it's the only red white dots left on the page. All right, well, I'm glad you're inspired or coloring along or whatever. This actually, if you did a big one, if I did a big one, like on poster size paper to put up in a kid's playroom or something like that, I would probably do watercolor. But a really big one of these to hang on the wall, I think would be fun too. Oops, wrong one. Almost goofed up there. Forgot that one. I'm not so worried about coloring into the circle next to it because it's purple, so the purple will just absorb it. So that bee's cool. I don't, other than my watercolor swatch poster, I think that is the only piece of, no, I have some cross stitch that I did up in the house. But otherwise, yeah, I don't have any of my own art up in my house anywhere. Mostly because I don't have room. Mostly art in my house, honestly. Anything I have hanging on the walls is going to be pictures of family. I have one wall of, for years and years, I did ancestry, did my genealogy, and I got pictures of my ancestors. So one whole wall in my living room is pictures of my ancestors that I researched and found out about. And I have to say, I love that wall. And then the rest is things that make me think of things that we did as a family, usually places, people, whatever. I like walking around and having memories. I don't think there's anybody here who can put in a link. So if you're looking for Cat and Paste on Instagram, just search at Cat and Paste. I think her name there is the same as it is here. Or remind me in just a minute and I'll go get the link for you. But I think you can just find your Cat and Paste. And if you see amazing coloring, you know you got the right one. Her choice of material to color is always good, and then the coloring itself is mind-boggling good. Another thing that I need to do, I thought about it the other day, that I need to get out that bird color book that Dee Dee sent me. The snark book, and color in some snark birds. That's something I could do. And use my new water-based markers. I made a goof there, so I'm just going to use the dark marker and color. Cover it up, and you won't really notice it. Okay, one more. And then we're on to the purple. Raul, after I promised you Pictionary today, I may not get to it if I'm going to do the panels and the... Well, that shouldn't take too long. We'll see. We'll see how time goes. All right. Starting to look fun. I have returned and brought the blue wrench. But Barbara, you don't do Instagram. I do Instagram on both my phone and my computer. So hang on just a second, and I'll get a link for. Oh, it's going to take me directly to Terry Brett. She must have been the last one I searched for. All right, so let me search for Cat and Paste. Cat and Paste. Okay. You know what? I was going to say, I don't know if StreamYard. Yeah. All right, there's Cat and Paste. You're not such a disappointment. You go sit in the corner now, Barbara. Oh, you don't need the link? All right, well, there it is anyway. Not a problem. Would it take me all of 2 seconds? These I'm going to have to mark, okay, because they look the same color, but I think oh, they are the same color. I didn't get 3 purples out. That's all right. We're going to make 2 work then. We'll try one. Yep, that'll work. We'll make it work. Okay, I gotta be thinking now, since I'm just sitting here mindlessly coloring. How many panels I want in this. I don't think I want to do just the 4. You know, divided up into 4s. I like when there's, I don't know, different ones. I'll look through some of the ones I've done and see if anything makes me feel happy. And this one's big enough. Like on the small ones, it's a little bit harder to divide up because you just don't have that much space to work with. This one's big enough. I think I could break it up a little bit more.
Would you like to have a hamburger after bed?
No, I think I'm gonna cook. But yeah, let me finish streaming.
I'll get you one if you want.
I don't want one right now. I'm streaming.
Okay.
But thank you.
Uh-huh.
Robert's hungry, apparently. Thinking about dinner already. Using only 2 has definitely speeded it up. All right, Terry, tell me how many panels you want me to cut it up into. It's hard to see the purple, isn't it? It looks like a fairly accurate depiction of the colors when I'm looking at the screen, but you can't really see the purple that clear. That's so weird. Looks more like the blue, but in real life it doesn't, so I don't know what that's about. And I'm not sure in a photograph if it would, but yeah, I don't know. Pretty weird. But in the camera, of course, your camera may look different than mine, but looking at the screen, I can usually tell, you know, if something's working or not. But when I look up there, I can't see the purple. Doesn't look purple to me. Does it look purple on your screen? Wait a minute. Yeah, red, purple. Hi, Robert. Robert's in and out of here. Excuse me, but he just offered to go get dinner, and she said, no, I'm going to cook. I do that all the time, cat and paste. Usually I have an idea, either for leftovers or something. I may end up letting him go get us burgers or something, but I do that all the time. Because one of the things I do pretty early in the day is figure out what we're going to eat. And then if I have to thaw something or start it early, I can do that. And so if I have a plan, you need to ask on the days when I don't already have a plan. But I may let him go get me a burger. It doesn't look like purple. See, that's just so weird. Let me, when I'm done here, I'm going to hold it up to the camera and see if it looks purple if I hold it up. Because, yeah, on my screen, it is not looking purple at all. But in real life, this bad boy is purple. Not a real vibrant, delicious purple, but it's purple just the same. So I don't know. It's just weird. And honestly, more often than not, I forgot that one red. More often than not, to be honest, I would just as soon fix what we're going to eat. One, because by the time you get fast food home, it tastes like garbage. We don't have anything close. The place that has the closest burgers that are even halfway decent, they've raised the prices to like $10 a hamburger now. So, if you ask me, it's not worth a $10 flipping hamburger. So, yeah. Sucks to be me. What goes after the red? Purple. Forgot a purple up here. Now, if he said, jump in the car, let's go get a steak, I'd be like, hang on, let me go put on some decent looking clothes. We're out of here. Okay, going and coming back. See if that works. Is it just me? Okay, it has to be just you too, Terry. You're having, some of you people, it has to be a YouTube server problem, I think. Terry, she asked how many panels do you want her to cut her in? Yeah, because I have to start doing that. I'll just make up my own mind. Let's look at some of the other ones and see which I like for layout. I like this panel layout. I don't like this evenly spaced one. I know a lot of you really like that, but I'm not a fan of the evenly spaced. Let me see what else we got. Yeah, the evenly spaced ones are icky. I don't really like them. I like this one. You want 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want 7. 7. All right, so let's see. 7. Now we're going to get 7 out. 1, 2, 3, 4. This isn't big enough for 7, Terry. Sorry. All right, I'm just going to make up my own mind. All right, so overall, the square is 6 by 6. So I'm going to do one big one. Oh, you know what? I was using the 1/10 of an inch. I think I'm going to stick with that. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, you want 7. I don't know how to do 7 panels. You're going to have to show me how to do that. Okay, so half would be 3. I'm going to go 4, and I'll do a 1/10 of an inch. So 2/10 of an inch on either side, because we're going to have one big one, 2, and then maybe 2 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll have 5. Yeah, that's what we're going to end up doing. So that one, you don't know how? You just puke that out there to make me look stupid? So that's what we're doing now? Huh? Huh? Okay. So there's 2 panels. I'm going to keep this one up here completely square. So that's going to be about 4 inches less, a 1/10 of an inch. So, because you have to take your space for your panels out of there. And that one's just going to go from there to there. Hey, Barbara, are you singing Don't Worry, Be Happy? Or Chorus of Angels? That's what her job is when I get the ruler out. Okay, this one I'm going to cut directly in half, so it's going to be 1/10 of an inch on either side of 3 inches. Oops, I used the 1/8 inch ruler. See, that's the danger. Danger, danger. Not that you probably would notice it that much, honestly, but I probably would, so. And to not confuse my bad self, I'm going to erase those marks. Sucks when you have so much rulers, you can't keep them all straight, huh? All right. And I try and draw them while I'm thinking about it and planning it out so I don't have to go back and check my brain later. Because that's when things get a little dicey. All right. Now I've got it in 4 panels, which is the requirement for this week. Well done, Terry. Oh, look at y'all. You're just sitting in chat making fun of me. You're singing Don't Worry, Be Happy. Thank you, Barbara. You goofballs. All right, so now do I want to cut this one in half and end up with an uneven number? Or do I leave it 4? What do you guys think? What do you think? What do you think? Let's go ahead and do it. Who cares? But that would fulfill the requirement for 4 panels. There's nothing that says it has to be an even number of panels. So from there to there is 3 8/10, so it would be 1 1/2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's all right. Did I do that right? No, I did not. See? See? I was measuring inside. Ugh. Is that one at 2? I'm going to make sure. Yes, it is. Okay. Measure twice, cut once. I think this pen is getting close to running out of ink. I abuse my pen so horribly, it's not even funny. Okay, so now I know where my panels are going to be. And for these circle rings, I would recommend that you buy yourself a compass. Do you clench your teeth when you color? I don't color that much, but I don't think I clench my teeth. I'm going to try. We'll see if this piece of crap works. But I have a real inexpensive compass that you can put a pen into. I'm going to try that. The danger is that this arm moves when you're using it. And yeah, you could screw up really badly. So put your pen in there, screw it tight, and we'll see. I did tighten it yesterday, hoping. Let's just test it on the back. Okay, there it worked. So, all right, we're going to give it a go. If it screws up, I will never forgive myself. All right, so how many circles do we want in this bad boy? Let's see. I'm just looking at some of the old ones to see. I like the big ones because you can do great big circles. This one, I not only spaced it evenly, but I did the design very symmetrically as well. Okay, Missy does clench her teeth. Cat and Paste clenches her teeth. Oh my God, you guys need to go to an orthodontist now. All right. We're just going to randomly put circles on here because we can. I like when the circles go over into the other panels. So that's usually how I size. All right, keep your fingers crossed that the pen writes and that it doesn't move. It's not wanting to write. Okay, that's fairly close. I can deal with that. And then move it out just a hair. If that arm's moving, I'm going to be so mad. Nope, came out perfect. So there's a great big huge circle right in the middle. Now I don't care if there's any other circles on it, okay? I'll just pick a space. That one's weird that it just goes directly across the paper. Oh, moved. That's the danger with these cheap ones. Oh, well, they won't even be even. The reason I chose to do it this way is because now that it's already colored, it's going to be hard to see with pencils. So that's why I decided to do that. And I like when the lines overlap. I am going to find a good compass that I can put a pen in. I am going to find one. If it kills me. So see where the circles go, they're in my mind, unless you're doing something very symmetrical, no rhyme or reason for how I decide. And to me, it's easier to move the paper than the compass. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. Let's break this one up down here and that one up down there and call it good. I'll move the pen down so I don't have to bend it quite so far. I'm going to wear that screw out of that compass in like 2 days anyway, so. Okay, do the same size on this side. That'll work. So we have how much overlap? No overlap in here, which kind of bums me out. All right, maybe I will put one more right in here. Hopefully I haven't overdone it. And if I have, shoot me. That one moved, so I'll have to make some adjustments as I go. Okay, that wasn't horrible. And those, this set of tools that I bought off Amazon, they were really inexpensive. So you got one that holds a pen, one that just makes a mark, and then another one that holds a piece of lead. So for very cheap, you can get a compass and a bunch of different tools. I highly recommend buying all the tools. Where'd the little cover for that go? Oh, well, we're not going to worry about it. Okay. Now, before we get too much further, I think I'm going to get out some, there it is, acrylic white paint. And the reason I don't use a gel pen when I'm using water-based markers is because the jelly pens or the gel roll pens will absorb the color of the water-based markers. So then I'll either use like this bleed proof white from Dr. P.H. Martin or just white acrylic. So I'm just going to use some little bit of white acrylic here. Let me see if I have anything in my trash that I could put the paint on. Let's see. They were wanting to sell me landscape design and installation. He must have driven by my house and said, oh, God, those people need help. So put out a little bit of white paint. And Dee Dee has palettes and all that stuff. I don't use acrylic enough to have all that stuff. The geometry set gives you hives. Why? It's awesome. All right, I think I'm going to use this size dotting tool. Let's see how, oh, look at how perfect that dot is. Ugh. Okay. Let's run through here and put highlights on our circles. Now, this is what makes it really pop. And I could have done this before I drew the lines. I just thought, then I have to wait and draw over the acrylic. And nah, I think I'll just do that afterward. Just make sure that your, whatever you determined was your top is at top. Well, yeah, otherwise, well, your light source would just be different. So yeah, doesn't matter. Never mind. And see, those I don't have to do because the highlight would be underneath whatever I'm going to be working on. That one I put a little bit on. I tell you, I love these flipping dotting tools now. I'm addicted to it. Maybe that's why. Okay, bye, Shelly. Have a great day. Maybe that's why I like doing this stuff, is because I get to use my dot tools. That one would be hidden. That one, you might be able to see part of it. That one's hidden. That one's going to be hidden. But the acrylic won't absorb whatever's underneath it. So, yeah. Get a dotting tool, and I'm sure there's other stuff you could use as a dotting tool. But see how awesome they work? They're just scrumptious. I try and keep them somewhat consistent in the position of the circle, right? And that one would be partially hidden, I think. That one would be hidden. That one's definitely hidden. That one's hidden. That one's hidden. And on something like this, it's important to do the design underneath first if you want any kind of consistency, you know, like, because some of these balls are going to appear on both sides of the line. And those are all hidden. That one might have a little, that one might have a little. It's the white dot that makes all the difference, you guys. That one would be hidden. I'll have to hit this with a heat gun now, and all those would be hidden. I hate it when they're not perfectly round. You're using a discarded DVR for your circles or to make the circles? Yeah, and then if you want another one around it, you could probably do that. I'm going to order another circle making tool. So I might, it seems to me like I have one. I just can't find it. But I'm going to order another one because I need to have it. I'm going to save that white out because leaving white paint. Look at what I just did. I do it every time. Ugh. All right, let's see if we can fix that. Yeah, this is blue. God, what is wrong with me? Pick the medium color for this one. There's something so wrong with me. That's all I can say. See, that's why I have to save the paint, because now I have to fix the dots on top. Because I will invariably run my hands or put my hands in the wet paint every single time. Hey, Julie Topaz. Every time, every single flipping time. All right, let's fix the black. I'm good at fixing things, though, because I do it so frequently. And that on the other side, I don't really have to worry about because there's gold on top of it. So figured it out. We fixed it. We're good at fixing stuff because that's what we're expert at. Okay. Next thing. Oops. I think that one should have a dot on it. Is this? Yeah, I'm on the right. I didn't get these two over here. And I might, at the end, go back and go over them again so they're standing out bright white, because it looks like some of them might be absorbing some of the color, but yep, we'll see. All right, let me hit it with a heat gun. Try and dry that acrylic real quick. So noise pollution. Probably dry enough. And then for the gold circles, and honestly, I can't think of anything that works as well as this. So just use this. Just buy it. Save up your money and buy it. It's the most awesomest stuff ever. You can put it on with a paintbrush. I'm going to use this lining pen. It's called a ruling pen, I believe. And the last time I used this, I was filling it with a paintbrush, which worked really well. But then the other day, I found something that I had to go back and correct, and I thought, oh, I'm just going to dip it in. Worked fine. So now I don't load it with a paintbrush. I just dip it in. But have a piece of paper nearby where you can get it started, because sometimes it has a tendency to blob. So let me start at the top. I forgot a yellow dot there. Okay, let's just go. And I don't necessarily worry about keeping the lines of the circles the same. Some are thin, some are thick, some start out thin. This one's going to start out thin and go thick. I'm not going to worry about that, because I'd make a bigger mess trying to fix it than just going with it. So sometimes if you goof something up, turn it into a feature. Oh, I meant to do that. Duh. Don't you do that? What the hell? So this goes a lot faster when you just dip it right in the old inkwell there. But I think I've done so much of this and used so much of this gold paint that I'm going to have to order more. And I'm okay with that. I'll just save up my money and do it. And it looks pretty rough before I do the outlines, but it always comes out okay. So and I wasn't sure if this gold would reactivate the water-based markers, but so far it looks like it's not. So that's a good thing. If it did, all I would do is go over it a second time. But if you've got a gold gel pen or something like that, just use it. But since Dee Dee made me buy this awesome gold ink, I might as well use it, right? And then there's a panel in there, so I don't put gold in there because the gold is a little bit hard to cover with black. But I was thinking on this, I might just use black acrylic paint rather than ink or whatever, because I'm trying to use stuff that you guys will have, and you don't have to go out and buy anything special. And this one, my line is incomplete, so I'm going to have to pretend. I think I did okay. After it's done, you won't notice. I promise you won't notice. I'm glad I figured out that I can just dip this pen right in. And so far, I've been pretty good about not sticking my hand in this gold. And one nice thing about the gold is it dries really fast, so I don't get much of an opportunity to trash out what I just did. Just saying. And you guys, I do love this gold ink, and I have never been a metallic or a shimmery person at all, but I have to say this ink has me hooked, completely hooked. And you won't get overnight delivery. Oh, show the label again. Yeah, Devin, if you go to Amazon, search for Kuretake, Ku, how do you spell that? Kurataki, I believe. Mica ink, gold mica. They sell the silver too. I bought Dee Dee the silver. I didn't buy the silver. I'm not much of a silver lover. And it should come up. And I think it was like 20 some dollars. But it lasts a long, long, long time. So even though it sounds, 20 bucks, dang, that sounds expensive. I have used the hell out of this ink. And I've spent a lot more on stuff that, in my opinion, was not as valuable as this ink. So clutch your pearls and hit the buy now button. I wouldn't even put this stuff in the 24-hour rule. Most everything I put in my Amazon cart has to live through the 24-hour rule. I've quit buying things impulsively, like just buy it now when I see it. And I can't tell you how many hundreds of thousands of dollars I've saved myself by putting the 24-hour rule in effect. This is one of those things, don't do the 24-hour rule. You're just losing a day. But I will show the label in just a minute. The label doesn't tell you anything. That's why I'm telling you, just look up Kuretake mica ink, and it'll pop right up. And if all you goofballs are going to order it, I better get an order in soon. And having this ruling pen makes using it in a fine detail like this so much easier than a paintbrush. But you can use a paintbrush. Before I remembered I had this, I used paintbrushes. And I tried with the dip pen, which you can try. My experience was it dried so fast that I was cleaning the ink pen, the dip pen, constantly. So, all you have to do is flush it with water, but yeah, this, for whatever reason, it doesn't dry out quick enough before you use it all because you're applying it very quickly. And I go around the edges with a black pen, and I use a fountain pen for that. Because the fountain pen just glides right along the edge of the ink. So if your edge isn't absolutely perfect, don't worry, you get another chance at fixing it. Is this what you wanted to see, Terry? I do the gold before I do the panels. Not, well, a couple times I didn't for whatever reason, but this is the one that's going to get fatter on that side, but we're not going to care about that, okay? We'll do our best. Probably won't even be that noticeable because there'll be one of the black panels breaking it up too. It'll be noticeable. Never mind. I'm a big fat liar. I'll just try hard to make it as not as noticeable as it could be. Found it on Amazon now. What is the magical pen? Look up ruling pen. Ruling, R-U-L-I-N-G. It's actually to make lines in drafting. I think they call it a ruling pen. I've had mine probably for 40 years. At least 40 years, because I worked at KN when I was like 22, I think. Look up ruling pen. If that isn't it, I'm almost sure it's ruling pen. See how that got fatter? Not a fan of that, but my bad. So nobody to blame but my own bad self, right? And these pens, I mean, this Kuretake ink is thicker than most inks, so don't ever put it in a fountain pen. But this ruling pen will also work with thinner inks. You just can't open up the nib as wide. But yeah, I've put all kinds of ink in this. And the thing is, it lasts forever, so you buy it once and use it until you die. And then your kids use it when you're gone, or they put it in the dumpster, which is what my kids will do. But don't worry that much if your edges aren't that smooth, because you get another chance at smoothing them. All right, just one more little area. And that's when I'll take a look at it and decide if I need to add more. Taking them out at this point is not an option, but you can add more. Okay, I'm going to make this one a little bit thicker because I goofed up there. That's how we'll fix that. Okay. And when you're looking at it on straight on like that, you don't see how absolutely awesome the ink is. You have to see it at an angle or when the light's on it. Isn't that amazeballs? All right. Tell me what you think about the gold circles. Yeah, you can use it for masking fluid too. Hey, Z. Okay, you found some ruling pens. How much are they, Devin? I'm just curious. Well, of course, that's Canadian price. Never mind. I don't want to have to mortgage my house to pay Canadian prices for anything. Should I add any more circles? Is that one down? Should I add one down here and break up that? Kind of wondering. Nah, let's leave it. All right, now that I've got the lid on, Devin, it's all in Chinese, but it is Kuretake. Kuretake mica. Best stuff ever. And then I do have some water back here behind me to wipe this off, but I will, it's stainless, so I'll take it over to the sink in a little while and use a stainless steel pad on it to get all the old dried ink off. I really don't like that in there. and it will affect the way it flows and works. So Dee Dee, you can't have one of these because you wouldn't clean it, but you do have to keep these pretty clean. But they'll last you forever and they're awesome. Okay? $7.99. Are you kidding? This is only $7.99? All right, everybody get your ass on Amazon and order one. I am not in Canada, Annette. I'm in Oklahoma, USA. Oklahoma, Oklahoma, Oklahoma. You can convert Canadian to US, just drop the last number. What? From $7 to $13. Well, that's not bad. I'm not feeling bad about making you guys go spend money now. And then one of the best tools, believe it or not, remember when we bought those cheap ass nail brushes on Amazon? You got like 40 brushes for less than $10. These little brushes like this are so perfect for making a straight line. Don't ever put your brushes in acrylic without first getting them wet, or you'll hate yourself and you'll have to buy new ones. Okay. So normally I do the next part with ink just because it's easier and faster, but I'm going to use black acrylic because everybody in chat will have some black acrylic. So I'm just going to use it. I might have to water it down a little. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right. I should have put all those pens away. Now they're just in the way. Okay. So take a small brush. Yeah, I am going to have to water that down a little bit. Just so it goes smoother and faster. Just the nice thing about acrylic paint is it's nice and matte too. So because you've drawn your panels already in, just use a small brush, stick up close to that line, and create your panels. And these brushes, honestly, they're so amazingly awesome for doing something like this if you want a real nice straight line. And you guys know me. I'm a lover of real nice straight lines. And I do one side. Okay, there it is. You say, where's the line? I got the gold over it. And then I'll flip it upside down and do the other side. It's easier for me if I can pull the paintbrush toward myself and see the point of the brush. So that's why I do it this way. And if you've ever noticed when you've watched me draw or do anything like that, I always move my paper so that I'm pulling my utensil toward me. Don't know why, other than it works for me. Alvin is a good brand of anything, Barbara. Anything drafting, Alvin is a good brand. Any of the drafting tools, though, are good. And I'm sure none of them are made in America anymore. And I won't even tell you guys about my Made in America story with my Bose headphones. I was so pissed off this weekend. Well, no, it was actually last Friday, I think. And Bose products are expensive, and nobody should have to pay that much for anything. But Robert and I did. I'll just tell you. So my headphones, which I use every night of my life, I generally go to bed and listen to a podcast while I'm getting dozy. And Z, do you remember when we were in Australia, I bought those dollar headphones at Daiso? I had to use those here at home when my Bose ones went out. But anyway, I called, the right one started only working intermittently. The sound was intermittent. And they're really nice noise canceling headphones. And I've sent Roberts to Bose to get repaired before. So I called Bose customer support, and I just wanted to get a return authorization or repair ticket, right? And the girl that answered the phone, you guys, could not speak English. I have watched those, Marguerite. Thanks for the recommendation. Because, yeah, I've watched the Why Files. I love that channel now. Anyway, so the girl that answered this American company's customer service line does not speak very well English. And so I don't like to be rude or ignorant, but I said, is there anybody there who speaks more clearly? I'm having a really hard time understanding you. And she said, I speak English. And it was like, well, you don't speak English well enough for me to understand you. So we kept this up. And she kept telling me it was my phone because I kept saying, what, because I was having to have her repeat everything because I couldn't understand her broken English. I'm sorry. Call me a ignorant American. I don't care. Y'all call me anything. I don't even care anymore. Names don't mean anything. But anyway, you guys, I got so frustrated with this customer service girl for these headphones that I've paid an exorbitant amount of money for, that now I can't get repaired. Damn it, I was so frustrated. Finally, I just said, I will call another day. I was so frustrated. So I still have not called Bose back yet. But I, let me just blow that dry real quick. I get so mad at customer service or American companies, and I know they do it to save money, but I'm a huge proponent of let's keep America working. There's plenty of Americans that need good jobs. Why can't we hire them? Okay. So anyway, I ended up going on Amazon. I ended up using those $1 Daiso headphones that I had bought in Australia for no money. And I literally think they were $1. I bought 2 sets. But for when I was in Australia, man, they worked awesome. Awesome, I'm telling you. And but when I'm laying in bed, they hurt my ears. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna, because I know I have to ship off my other headphones, I'll just go on Amazon and buy some disposable crap. And I don't like the kind that go inside my ears. I like a headphone that fits over my ears. Anyway, I went on, and one of the problems I have with my Bose ones is I'm a tiny person and my head is tiny. And oh my God. My Bose headphones are probably too big for me. They don't fit real well. So I thought, okay, I'm going to look at the kid sizes. So I ordered a cheap pair of kids headphones, wired. I like them wired, so they plug into my phone. I paid no money. Okay, bye, Devin. Anyway, I bought kids headphones. You guys, I may not even get my Bose fixed. I've used them for 2 nights now. The sound is great. I don't have to put a battery in them. See, my bows, I had to put a battery in too. And they fit me so nicely that I'm thinking about just using them and not going back and fighting with the bows people who can't speak English from an American company. So there you go. And I'm sure I didn't look. I just took them out of the box, put them on my head. I'm sure they're made in China, but I didn't pay any money for them. But boy, I was upset Friday when I couldn't understand the Bose lady. I just don't think that's too much to ask. Yeah, it's the brush, Cat and Paste. I don't get any credit for this. It's the brush. You almost can't screw up. But it helps if the paint is a little bit watered down, so it flows a little bit easier. And then if I have to, I'll go back over the gold or anything that doesn't look good in solid black. But sometimes, and I'm a firm believer in tools, you guys know that, get yourself the good tools to accomplish what it is you want to accomplish. And these nail brushes cost virtually nothing. Now, if I can just finish it without screwing up, this is going to be a happy day in America. And because I posted that other one on Instagram, I probably will not post this. I put out way too much black paint, so I may end up painting the back of it. Just to not waste the paint. I don't have a desk journal, so I do. I just don't use it. Alrighty. Okay, I will quickly, and I normally do this. I'll put you guys up just a hair so you can watch. I turn it around the other way, so my paintbrush is back here. And I always go around the edges so that you can't see the edges of the white paper. How's that for anal? Did I have to go around the edges of the outside so you can't see the white edge? It's redonkulous. And since I've been messy, I'll have to do the back too. But that's okay. A-okay. All right, let's go around and be very critical. The gold is a little hard to cover, so you might have to go over that a couple of times, but no big deal. The second coat usually gets it covered real good. But it's easier to do this than to do the black panels and then try and butt the gold up to it. That is a lesson in futility. You will hate yourself for that. So do it in the order that I did it, because I promise you, It's easier to go back in and cover up the gold than to try and get that perfect gold line. I know that because I've done it 100 times. Okay, I think it's pretty good. Okay, and then the last thing I do is I just rinse out that brush before I take it and clean it. Any black pen, you can use the black pen that you used to make the circles or whatever. I use this just because the nib is so sensitive that it butts, and this one definitely is getting low on ink. It butts right up against that gold, and that gold makes, now it's not going to want to work. I might have to use the other one. Normally I would let this dry a little bit longer. Let me try this one, see how it's going to work. Go ahead and put a black line around your gold. So if it's not perfectly smooth and even, you get one last chance to make it right. And for whatever reason, it makes that gold really pop. And then the thing I like about it is anytime you've got the gold circles adjoining, you get to decide which one's going on top and which one's going on bottom. And I like that it looks like they're interlaced. So on this one, I'm going to have the thinner of the two go on top of that thicker one, just because I think it looks so cool. And if you feel like you don't have a steady hand, just slow yourself down a little bit. And pay attention. Got it? Got it. Okay, and since this one went under here, I'm going to have it go over here. So it, you know, they'll all ultimately intertwine by the lines that you draw on top. And normally I would have taken a break in between so that the gold was good and dry and the black acrylic was good and dry because I just felt wet on my hand. So yeah, I would usually get up, go use the restroom, get something to drink, whatever, in between each of these processes. Okay, so this one went under. On this one, I'm going to have it go over. Now, is that anal that you would even worry about that or think about it? Y'all tell me. You anal freak. And then because it went over here, it's going to go under here. Thanks, Kat. So this is, I just did the whole process. I wasn't going to, but since Terry wanted me to, I did. So no time for Pictionary. I'm sorry, Raul. I hope you got to take a nap anyway. So this one was under, so this way it's going to go over. And it's over there. And I generally have to go over the black on top of that gold a couple times so that it really stands out. And it's over here, so it's going to go under here. So see, you don't have to be so precious about the gold because you get a chance to fix it when you do this. And this is the last thing in the whole process other than painting the back if I want, which I probably will since I have the black paint out. And then it looks done and it looks perfect and you can be happy about it. This pen is actually working pretty good. It's a little wider than I might have liked, but it's fine. But that gold makes a little bit of a lip that you can just drag your pen right along. Okay, so it's under there. I want it to be over here. Okay, and this was over on this side, so it's going to be under here. And then all the little rings are intertwined. Probably makes no difference to anyone other than me because I'm a freak that way. Okay, so this one, and it could be that there's going to come a place where I can't do the over and under, and then it doesn't matter. And there's a little bit of gold that I'm going to have trouble covering, but that's okay. All right, and that I already did. You guys do the little mini ones, though. They are so much fun. I'll show them again here in just a minute for people who came in late. That one I got a little bit messy on. I don't like that. All right. So that was under. We'll make this one over. Okay, did I get them all? I think I got them all. Looks like it to me. Woot woot. That's actually, I guess it doesn't need to be directional. Sorry, I've been ignoring chat. No precision makes it look even more fantastic. Can't color as fast as I'm doing it. Well, thank you, Kat. Yeah, I agree. For whatever reason, the purple ended up turning purple. And if I wanted to now, since I've got these out, if I really wanted to make it look dimensional, is this the darkest one? I could go. But what I've done on some of them is just take a gray pen. Can't remember where the gray pen. I lost my favorite gray pen, you guys. I'm really freaked out about it. Come on, piece of crap pen. Maybe I've used that one up. I hate when I use up stuff and I don't have it. But I can also use a gray. So keep it directional. Your light's coming from here, so your shadow is going to fall on this side. And you don't have to do this part. You can do it with either the colors of the pens. I'll just do it with the gray. And you don't really even see it there, but just add some shading around your gold, and it just makes it look that much more dimensional. You can do it on one side or both sides, doesn't matter. And that makes a ton of difference. The over-under question could be answered a number of ways. Yeah, I agree, Barbara. I don't know the brand of the nail brush, but if you look at fingernail brush sets, you're going to get so many to choose from, and then you can just choose whichever is either in your price range, or I think I got like 40 for $10 or so. So yeah, I did not answer her because I don't know. I'm sure it's some Chinese name. So yeah, just Google or Amazon up nail brushes, and you'll get a lot of selection, I promise you. Some of them are probably not going to be useful at all, but a few of them I have come to really, really like. So, and if you don't want to add this shadow part, just don't. Or do it with the color of the pen like I did on that green. That's just going to take a little bit more time, but I'm just going to do it with this. And I'm only going to do it on one side. See, this one, the shadow would actually be over here and then move to over there. So if my sun is truly coming from here, I don't pay that much attention. And you see it right now when I'm putting it down, but after I'm done and you're looking at the whole thing, your brain just blocks this out. It doesn't even see it. Or at least mine doesn't. Unless I'm really looking intently. Okay, is that everything? I think that's everything. Okay. And then if you want, sign it and do whatever. All right. Thank you, Missy. All right. Thanks, Raul. Okay, I will go get a link for the nail brushes. I'll show you the exact ones I got. Because if I just type in nail brushes for nail art, yep, here's the exact set I bought. It was $6.49 for 35 pieces. So I lied a little bit, but not too terribly much. Oops. All right, here we go. Here's the nail brushes. I think they call it nail art. What the hell did I do now? Oh my God. How did I get that? It has like, I don't know, like the code. What the heck? I really goofed it up. All right, here's the nail art brushes. Let's see if they'll let me do that. Oh my God. Yeah, it went. Look at how many different panels it took up. Oh, it might come out fine on yours. Did it come out on the YouTube chat? Because I'm on StreamYard chat and it's way over the limit. So if that didn't come out, I'll trim it down. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. Now I have all different sizes. I have this one. I have this one. And where's the little baby one? There's the little baby one. I still got some Happy Mail I need to get out. And I wonder if any of you have, my little baby one is gone. Oh no. What the heck? How can I lose stuff when I'm streaming? I don't even get up and move. What the hell? Oh well, it's gone now. Stuff happens. Did that work? Okay, you got it. If it turns out to, I know, Barbara, that's scary, isn't it? Okay, you guys, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I'll put this in a book somewhere. I'm going to paint the back, though, since I did experiments on the back of it. All right, you guys, it's been fun hanging out with you guys. I'm going to spend the rest of the day looking for that piece of art that I lost. How do I lose stuff? And I'll try not to be mean to people this week. Thank you, Terry. Thanks, Dorothy. Appreciate you guys more than you know. Give it a try and then put it on Instagram. Tag me so I can see. Okay? All right? Love you guys. Go have a great afternoon, okay? Talk to you Wednesday. Adios.